we provide managed detection and response services for and with our companies and clients that are utilizing the Splunk platform. An architecture of how we provide the SOC as a service for Splunk clients is very simply you have a Splunk environment or you need a Splunk environment to do the analysis and data collection of your logs and telemetry data. Typically, that'll be a Splunk forwarder on your premise or in your cloud, gathering logs and information and data. And then that goes into the Splunk environment where we then add a library of content and use cases to work in your environment to work with the common information model and data models to actually understand what's happening in your attacks and compromises and threat management. And the use cases will give you the ability to understand where you're being attacked, where you have compromises, and what the prioritization of those are. The use cases trigger those indicators of different attacks and compromises and violations. Once an indicator is triggered, we actually need an analyst to do the investigation in our security operations center to validate that it's true and understand what to do about it. So, in order to communicate with our security operations center, we use ServiceNow as an integration platform and a case management system. So, if an indicator triggers in Splunk through our integration in our ServiceNow platform, it then pushes an investigation ticket to our security operations center. It's enriched with information about your particular business context, and then the analyst will perform the investigation, validation, triage of what to do about it, and then create an actionable escalated response alert. That alert for the incident can contain automatic containment action through active defense and then information about the event telling you with guided response on what to do about it. One of the other things that we provide with this environment is threat intelligence. So we add a threat intelligence platform on top of your Splunk system to look at who's attacking you, why they're attacking you, and what are the trends within that as well. So the process looks like this. The five basic steps are we're going to do monitoring, detection, triage, protection, and response. As we walk through these different elements, the first thing we need to do is we need to get good information in Splunk so that we can get good information out of Splunk as indicators of suspicious activity. So use cases are how we do that. We use all types of different use case technologies that we've built over the last 10 years, and we tune those to your individual environment, and those are stacked inside of your Splunk platform. Once an indicator triggers, we use ServiceNow to actually annotate that case to a security analyst and enrich the information with your business context and other information that that analyst would use in a playbook to do the investigation based on that particular indicator and that particular use case. Next, the analyst performs the investigation. They also then triage based on your incident response plan and understanding what you need to do about the particular event in your particular environment. So the analyst will enrich the escalated data and then take action upon what do we do about that particular event. Always we're going to send you a incident response escalated ticket in form of an email. It'll also be available within your Splunk platform, and if you have our active defense capability, we will perform that containment action for you, which could be block the IP address of the abusive attacker. It could be quarantine a device off the network. It could be suspend a user account someplace. So basic first level containment actions with information in the escalated ticket telling you what you should look at and what you should do for the actual incident response by your incident response team and your security team. So it helps you to guide in what do I do about this event and what is the severity or priority of the event, giving you a head start because it's already been contained in many cases. The thing that many companies actually struggle with then following up on is the full remediation. So what often happens is we'll see, okay, we've detected a threat, we've acknowledged the threat, we've triaged to understand where we need to recover it. So we've contained it, and now we're recovering it. So we recover an endpoint from malware, and then we give that endpoint back to the business unit so they can, continue business. But what we haven't done is the full life cycle of an incident, which is how do we prevent it from happening again? In order to do that, we have to understand what caused it. So, what was the root cause and what was the lateral propagation? Was the malware infected on the endpoint because somebody clicked a link? How did they get the link? Was it from a phishing email? Why did they click it in the first place? So, those are the what ifs and the scenarios we need to look at. So, we've created an application called ProView that allows you to utilize Splunk in an application to start to do the what if analysis, the deeper dives, as well as looking at the high level and looking at trends as to what is causing most of my incidents and where can I mostly change some things within my environment or my workflow or my process to affect my security posture. So, again, giving visibility throughout the entire program to make your security better. As we mentioned before, the first step is how do we optimize Splunk in being able to give us the ability to do the analysis? So we have a program that we call Machine Discovery Human Analyzed. What that means is we have to create content within Splunk that gives us the ability to understand how to quickly have a security analyst do the investigation and validate that this is actionable. In order to do that, we've created a library of use cases that are in many cases mapped to the MITRE attack framework and then give us the information we need to determine what are the techniques and tactics that an attacker is using to compromise something within your environment. Many of these use cases are tuned to your specific environment and baselines, and then we add continuous use cases all the time into the library and then automatically apply them into your environment. The other thing that we've done is we've created a series of artificial intelligence machine learning models with the machine learning engine. What this allows us to do is apply a number of models to the types of telemetry we can get within Splunk and look at the things that are anomalous to your environment. So, not really static use cases, but looking for anomalies. Often, this will launch a threat hunting investigation and sometimes be tied to other static use cases, but it really gives us the ability to create a lot of additional information through machine learning models that are both supervised and unsupervised. Unsupervised means the algorithm is learning over time and baselining. Supervised meaning it's allowing our analysts to review at different stages throughout the discovery and say, yes, I'm interested in this, or no, threshold is too wide, or no, I don't need that, but yes, give me more information about this. So it really teaches the algorithm as it grows and gets better again over time. We apply all of this with the business context so that we know what assets are critical within your organization, what are your policies, and what are your prioritization of events, so that we can make meaningful adjustments and investigations through our 24 by 7 monitoring to provide you the fastest possible and optimized information to take action within your organization to minimize your threat landscape.